Movie Mavericks.
The Movie Mavericks Podcast.
Movie Mavericks, speaking of fucking long, uncut European cocks.
The Movie Mavericks Podcast.
Now for your hosts, Jason and Trevor.
I can't wait.
Hey now, everyone. Welcome to episode 191 of the Movie Mavericks Podcast. Jason, what you got over there for us?
We got the box office predictions for Dark Skies and Snitch, some movie news, Josh Brolin, first images from Sin City, A Dame to Kill For have been leaked, Jennifer Lawrence is back with Bradley Cooper and David O. Russell for a movie previously titled American Bullshit. Jason Momoa is in discussions to play a role in the Guardian of the Galaxy's film, and the rumor is Harrison Ford returning for a Star Wars film. Also, competing Mummy scripts. Yes, the writer of The Hunger Games is writing a script for another Mummy film, and Sam Mendes is returning for James Bond, the new one, 24. And Trevor went and saw A Good Day to Die Hard. He's going to tell you what it's like to die hard. Let's do the game.
It's not a question of enough, pal. It's a zero-sum game. Somebody wins, somebody loses.
Let's play the HSX.com box office prediction game.
Okay, so we're not sure who won last weekend because we did through President's Day, and it is Sunday night as we record. So we'll wait till later on this week to discuss that. We're also going to wait later on to discuss the box office because it's such a wacky box office weekend, wasn't it? I mean, Valentine's Day Thursday, President's Day Monday. Who the hell knows what's going on?
Yeah, these numbers are so skewed right now, we can't even get a really good perspective of where we stand on the charts or in the game. So we'll get back to you on that on the next episode and let you know how the game is panning out. I think I'm in trouble once again. A couple of duds this weekend coming at you, though, right?
To say the least, right? Dark Skies and Snitch, both up against just such a gamut of movies that are going to have good holds.
Not only that, is this not some of the most generic titling? Look at these two titles, Dark Skies and Snitch. These movies that could have come out in 1984 or 2001. I mean, this is bad. And they, like you said, the holdovers are going to kill these. Just kill them, I think. So
yeah, I'd agree.
Out of the two, they're both what? At the bar is set for what, 10?
Well, the bar is set at 10 for both.
Out of the two, what do you think is the highest grosser?
Well, Snitch. I mean, I think a $10 million bar is at least respectable. It's respectable for both, but it's at least within the ballpark for Snitch. I don't think Dark Skies comes close to that.
Well, we have seen Beautiful Creatures underperforming horribly, as we'll get into with the box office later in the week. But Dark Skies, no heat there. Snitch, done a lot of marketing for this movie. Super Bowl, Dwayne Johnson has been promoting this via Facebook, Instagram, all these social networking sites, and his presence has been omni on the WWE and on that kind of stuff. So, do his fans come out for this, or is this another dud along the lines of Faster?
Does he have any fans?
I'm a fan. You're a fan.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go see Snitch.
Me neither. This is the kind of movie that Steve Austin is doing better, in my opinion, on the home video market.
From the comfort of your couch, and then it's just as good. I'd rather watch a Seagal movie than go to the theater to see Snitch.
I made the statement regarding Safe Haven on the last episode that a video on demand's simultaneous release would probably help that movie. It's doing fine on its own at the box office. They didn't need that. Snitch would be an action film that maybe is helped by a simultaneous video on demand, because I would, if I'm sitting at home on the weekend, I would watch this on a Saturday afternoon instead of paying premium price to go all the way to the theater and deal with the babysitter, the whole thing that people get out of the house and the parking situation, the time it takes. So for some of these smaller action releases, maybe they would have helped themselves by doing some simultaneous video on demand releases.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Would you pay right now? Would you pay $15 to watch Snitch from your house?
Oh God, hell no!
I would.
$15? No,
yes.
Do I get the DVD when it comes out? Out of your mind.
I am, and I just paid $19 to see Top Gun in 3D, a movie I own on many different formats.
I went to go see that as well, but you went to go see that in the IMAX in a theater. You didn't pay to see it. Would you pay $15 to see Top Gun 3D in your home?
No.
Well, there you go. It has to be reasonably priced. I think the highest I would ever pay for any video on demand coming into my house would be $10.
Yeah,
so that's the cutoff.
I was going to say
$10.99.
$10.99, I think, is getting on the upper scale of that. Although some of these sporting events are so astronomically priced, I'm used to paying for them. So I guess when I say $15, it doesn't seem like much. But
Yeah.
Some of these IFC films are even priced, $7.99, which is getting kind of crazy for what they are. However, Snitch, getting back to the actual game, $10 million bar, what does it open with? Winner, champ?
I'm going to say 8.5.
8.5. Okay, that puts it in the ballpark of what these things have been opening up with recently. I was going to say 13. I don't know why, because that would mean it was going to do better than all the other action films that have pretty much come out. But I think it plays in the shadow of Die Hard and gets further hurt by that. I would say I'm going 9. I hate to do it to you, but I'm going 9. That was my first guess, so I'm sticking with it.
It's cool. I mean, it's so small. All the grosses are going to be so small right now. How are we going to get far away,
Neither of these movies are debuting
You gotta
on
wait
top of the
till
charts.
summer.
That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Dark Skies. Where are you going on this one?
I'm going to say 3.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. This is my chance to shine, people. I'm going 6.5. I'm throwing fractions out there.
That's your shine. $3.5 million.
I'm catching up.
Yeah, I don't feel any heat off this. I think this does about what Darkest Hour opened with, and Kerry Russell is certainly not going to be bringing in anyone.
No.
And I don't know if you look at it's just not. It doesn't seem to me like one of the horror. I don't know. It just doesn't feel like a Devil Inside type thing, like it's going to catch on. Of course, now it opens up with 22 million. So the hell do we know?
It's probably the highest grossing movie of the early part of 2013.
It's going to outgross Avengers.
All right. So there are our predictions for the game moving forward. And like we said, we will get to you on the updated actuals of where we stand in competition with one another on the next episode. Now let's take a look at some of the news coming out of Hollywood. We have a first look at Josh Brolin in the sequel to Sin City titled A Dame to Kill For, subtitles I should say. And this is an interesting picture we're looking at here, right? Because it's basically just a green screen. A guy sitting on a wooden apple crate holding a steering wheel on a green screen.
Right. Well, that's the set photo of it. But of course, the actual picture I think that everyone's going to be talking about is the final rendered frame from the film from that. And it's an interesting comparison to see what it looked like on set with all the green screen. But we've already seen all this. We know Sky Captain. We've seen the first Sin City and things. What I'm a little amazed at is just how I think this looks quite a bit better than the original Sin City stuff.
Already. Technology has advanced mightily. I thought
the way he's lit is just gorgeous. This is a still. This could be hung on a wall.
Yes, very much so. This is a piece of art, is it not?
Yeah, definitely.
And Brolin here looks menacing. I like him in this. What I said to you when I looked at the original set photo here is, you said it looks like they're just playing, and I said that's acting right there, is it not? I mean, you got Brolin just with a look on his face, and if you're thinking about it, he's staring right ahead, and somebody flashing a light in his eye, but lit well, got a great face for this noir thing. It was used well in Gangster Squad, and I think
nice lines and whatnot,
and character, lines in the whole thing. Rodriguez says that this probably won't be raining like it is in this photo here that we're looking at in the final movie, but this is just something that he's giving a little bit of a leaking to his fans out there. And we recently bashed him on his strong arm tactics, but I gotta say, I like what I see so far from this sequel.
Yeah, this looks great. I'm ready to watch another black and white film.
Yeah, it's been enough time. And I think we were a little harsh maybe in saying we wanted the Sin City sequel sooner. I think the wave of imposters came and went. None of them stuck, and like you said, I'm ready again to go back into this world. I think this might even have a chance to be better than the first one, which I thought was good but not great. I know I stand in the minority on that statement, but I do enjoy it, but I don't think it's as great as everyone says it is. I have a feeling I'm going to like this next one a lot more. It does come out October 4th, by the way. This will be released later this year. So let's move on. What else are we going to talk about today? What do we got here? Harrison Ford. Let's talk about that real quick, because this actually intrigues me.
Jump around on me.
I'm jumping around a little bit because I saw this, and we hadn't had a chance to talk about this before we'd gone on air, and this came out a couple days before we got a chance to come on the podcast here, and I was wondering what you're thinking about this, because I saw this headline, and I thought, isn't this just a matter of time before all this shit gets started up again? I can't believe it waited this long before Harrison Ford's name, but he was coming back for some... Is this a bit role, right? Or what is this?
I don't know how the hell you do this. Yeah, in my opinion, they waited too long to really carry forward with the old Star Wars. You know, these are going to be fairly new. So I'm imagining the guy's 70 years old. This has got to be a walk-on part, and that's it, right?
If not, we're getting shades of Indiana Jones.
Have you seen Carrie Fisher lately?
Yeah, I saw her stand-up thing. Oh, if you haven't, just go to every WonderCon convention. They're always there. I mean, that's pretty much what they do.
Openly, bipolar, and God bless her and everything, but she's a nut.
Well, I like her stand-up, honestly.
She's a funny nut, but she's a little. I mean, seeing her manic.
She's an actress.
I've seen her on. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, is she actually bipolar? And I bet she is, because she's very. On some talk shows, I've seen her very manic, and it's just wow, she is rolling. She's out there.
I also have to say she's a very talented. Give her due. She's a very talented script polisher. They bring her in a lot of times to touch up scenes and whatnot.
I have no problems with her, but at this point, she looks like a mom. She looks like an old mom, and so do you want to watch Princess Leia like that? I don't think so. She could be in other movies and other things. I have no problem with her personally, but it just doesn't work anymore. And I don't want to see 70-year-old, Han Solo.
Well, I think that this is more of a sensationalized headline than anything that will be substantial in a Star Wars movie. I mean,
well, they were. Does this play off into the Han Solo, spin-off? They were going to do the young Han Solo, the Boba Fett thing as well.
Okay, well, let's go back about 20 years here for a quick second on a George Lucas produced show called Young Indiana Jones, which was a show I used to love. And they had Harrison Ford come back to play Indiana Jones. And you know what he did? He bookended the beginning and the end of it, which is probably exactly what's going to happen here. It's going to be some situation where Han's going to be in a dire situation, and he thinks it's over, and they're going to harken back to his young day. I swear, this is shades of Young Indiana Jones here.
Well, they kept everyone in the loop, right? I mean, we talked about this earlier. George Lucas has told all these people they're going to be making new Star Wars movies. So these, they're kind of keeping their ears to the railroad tracks on this, right? I think all these guys are preparing to make some kind of an appearance, right?
I guess. I'm surprised that Ford is even allowing this. If it's not, it hasn't been substantiated yet, so this is still a rumor at this point. But I can't believe that Ford, who's so prickly, to be nice, about it, has allowed himself to be swayed into doing this, or even this rumor to go forward. So I thought he was done with this. He never speaks really highly. If you watch any of the behind the scenes stuff or any interview he has regarding Star Wars, it's never anything positive.
I don't think it was necessarily it was an experience. I don't know if it was a good experience for any of the actors. George Lucas' direction style and what he wanted to have happen.
In dialogue, I know.
I think one of the reasons he stepped away, after the first one.
All right, let's move on. We got about a 2-year time period to talk about Star Wars movies, which I'm sure we'll be doing for quite a while.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about a series that I thought was dead, no pun intended. The Mummy is coming back, awakening, I should say.
Well, it's been, we talked about this a little bit, I think. This is Lynn Wiseman's going to be taking over as director, and they're going to redo The Mummy. I think we said it before. Prometheus writer John Spates, I don't know how you say this guy's name, is writing it. But now they got another guy coming on to write a competing script at the same time. Is this a little odd?
Is it 2 Mummy movies from 2 competing studios at the same time? I feel like my head's going to explode.
No, this is Universal. It's both Universal.
You know what this reminded me of? When they did Scream and something called, I Know What You Did Last Summer, and they were trying to do the sequel to that, and they had like 3 or 4 different drafts. They did this with Alien 3. They draft all these different movies, and I'm telling you, whatever one they don't use now turns into a sequel with a little bit of tweaking.
Possibly. Who knows? I don't really get it. It's The Mummy. Is it really that hard?
Is there that many different variations on the story? Haven't we done this already?
You disturb the tomb. The mummy comes back to life. Then he's got to get the organs to, re-substantiate himself. And, that's the story. That's it.
And these are good writers. I mean, you got the writer from Prometheus, and you have Billy Ray, who wrote Hunger Games and the sequel, Catching Fire, to pen the Mummy script.
Depending on what
movie you catch him on. You ever see Color of Night?
Yeah, Billy Ray, I don't know. I'm not completely sold, but Strong writer, I guess you'd say, in Hollywood and has ties, but I don't.
You like Breach. You read that script actually in the script stage.
I know,
You said that was a better script than film, although he filmed his own script.
But yeah, I do like Breach, but it is what it is. I'm not going to go around touting it as anything amazing because it's not.
No, watch Color of Night because that's embarrassingly bad for him.
Yeah, so I'm not quite sold on this. Although maybe he's exactly what this needs rather than, a Prometheus type script. I don't know. Where do you go with The Mummy? I feel like they're trying too much. Maybe they're trying too hard. This almost feels like that last Exorcist movie, right?
Yeah, where they had the two versions, where they screwed up on one.
Wind up with two very different versions, though, right?
Why not just have a basic idea, have a polisher, or have both these guys write? I mean, I don't understand what the competing nature of it is. But unless it's going to be fashioned into a sequel, and I think they are trying to set themselves up for another trilogy here at the very least.
Well, Brendan Fraser's hurting for cash, so they could get him back.
Let's speak about that briefly, because you did put that article up on MovieMavericks.com. If you want to read it full, you can check it out there. We'll speak just briefly about his legal trouble, his money trouble, right?
I guess he can't afford $900,000 a year in alimony, which I find odd. He's a working actor.
Let's break that down. That's $75,000 a month. That's a lot of dough. I mean, 99 problems.
Yeah, but for how much he makes, he should be.
Which is what his base argument was to the courts. It was that it needed to be adjusted because his career is in the shitter. He makes things like Stardust now and Furry Vengeance.
He hasn't done anything since Furry. Actually, he just had the Weinstein, whatever, Escape from Planet Earth came out, and he did a voice in that. But
lucky him.
He's got 3 other movies coming out, on the slate that are going to be coming out. He's been working. I don't know, $900,000 a year really isn't all that much for a working actor of his caliber. All he's got to do is work. And
Brendan Fraser at this point is one step above Jeremy London or Jason London or any of those London brothers or any of those kind of guys, man. His career is shot. Honestly, $1 million a year.
I disagree. I mean, Journey to the Center of the Earth. I mean, he can get in there and he can do stuff. Still,
Journey to the Center is a long time ago. Now, I agree because The Mummy.
It's not that long ago. It's only like
5 years. No, you're talking 2008, man. You're going back some time.
Yeah, that's only
5 years.
4 years ago.
5 years ago. We're in 2013.
2013. Well, that's just barely 2013.
Trevor refuses to admit it's not 2009.
Well, in 2009, he went through the divorce, and I don't think he wanted to work after that.
The last time Brendan Fraser was a star,
hard times.
The financial crash hadn't hit. Okay, that's how long it's been since he had a good payday.
No, that's not true. The financial crash hit in 2008, 2007. When did that hit?
Late 2008, after Mummy and Escape from Planet.
Well, then he should still have all that money. What's the problem?
Because he gave it to his bitch. $75,000 a month, man. He's cutting her checks. Van Damme ain't paying that shit. And he's making a shitload more than Brendan Fraser. Brendan Fraser needs to drop down and start doing direct-to-DVD shit at this point. Get yourself a trainer.
Well, he might start, but he needs to start making movies is his issues. He just doesn't make movies.
He's never had a good,
He's made 3 now. To be fair, he has 3 in the can.
If you look at his choice and his selection.
I'm not trying to say he's a huge star, but he is a name. He brings in. Steven Seagal still makes money nowadays, and Steven Seagal could probably afford $9,000 a year.
$1 million a year? Damn.
He's a joke.
Damn.
And I like him, but still, it is what it is. Yeah. Well, there was a time. I mean, maybe
Fraser's a blown talent. Let's be honest.
Perhaps the time has passed when that isn't true anymore. I mean, what do you think Steve Austin makes for these movies? What do you think Steven Seagal makes?
I'm saying $1 to $3 million.
They were making $2 to $3 million for some of these straight to DVD stuff, but maybe that time has passed.
Yeah, we don't know. At one point, that was pretty standard. Was about 3, for somebody of that caliber. But Fraser, I don't think is commanding those kind of paydays, even at his level now.
And we just have to work more, right? This is what Nicolas Cage is up against right now. He owes people a lot of money. What does he do? He starts making movies. He starts making money. If you don't put your brand out there, if you don't do that, then sure, yeah, you will make no money. Brendan Fraser has a brand. He can build that. He's a name. People know who he is. He's far better off than you or I trying to be in movies now. He's got his foot in the door for a long time now.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous that he wouldn't be able to get roles and find money. I don't believe that. Neither does his wife, so.
She's calling him a lazy bastard, basically.
The gold digging. No, I won't say. I actually have no idea what the situation is between the two of them, but I do feel like it was more of a, after the divorce, he just didn't want to work, which is fine, makes sense.
Yeah. Speaking of not working, let's take a quick break and we'll come back with some more news.
Go to MovieMavericks.com for all your movie needs. It's pretty, like me.
MovieMavericks.com.
Can someone tell me what the hell a movie maverick is?
I don't know. You know who a movie maverick is?
Who?
Sam Mendes.
Ooh, why is that?
I don't know. He's done some stuff.
Because he made Skyfall, which is the second highest grossing 2D movie of all time, the seventh highest grossing movie of all time.
Possibly.
And he's so good at doing that people forgot he made other movies and they wanted him to just do James Bond movies.
2D is now a thing, all right?
2D is, instead of it just being a movie, it's 2D.
It's the second highest grossing 2D movie of all time. Like, oh, whoop-de-doo.
Let me tell you something which I've always said, and I want to get it out there because I haven't said it in maybe 3 episodes, is that can we finally get, instead of box office charts, get attendance charts to put all this into perspective?
No. I know, that'd be great.
That's what I want. It's just an attendance chart.
That would be embarrassing, though.
It'd make our game very hard. Be like, okay, we're going to sell 100,000 tickets this weekend.
Yeah. Regardless, will you welcome him back for a 24th James Bond film?
Yeah.
He claims he's 75% of the way towards doing it, which, but do we want another Skyfall at this point, or do you want to break out of that a little bit?
I'm ready for old James Bond to come back now. This is getting crazy. Casino Royale, still the best of the Craig Bonds. Skyfall, good second. Quantum is, would be a typical Roger Moore entry.
I'd agree.
So I'm ready now for something in between the heaviness of Skyfall and the lightness of Quantum. I don't think we're ever going to...
Am I the only one that wants gadgets?
I'm just ready to get a James Bond movie back. We've had 3 detours now of movies that aren't James Bond movies per se. And I know people will argue with me till the crows come home. I just set us up for about 40 emails there. But
we look forward to your letters.
Yes, exactly. We get letters. You guys, I love it. Can we call emails letters still? I don't know. Regardless.
Yeah, they're letters.
This movie, Skyfall, made so much money that we are proven our points moot here because the producers think they got something good. And but story-wise, now we're up to speed. Like you've always said, they've worked themselves into a corner. They somehow have worked themselves out temporarily. But now...
After you do, what do they got Daniel Craig on the hook for? Two more?
Well, this next 2 were supposed to be a back-to-back entry, and now they're saying that they'll each be standalone films. So are you going to tie Mendes up? And we've never had a director do 3 in a row.
If they continue on this, the Dark and Heavy, what do they got 2 more in them? Because that would kind of make a Dark and Heavy trilogy. But then after that, you got to go someplace else, right? You got to go...
Tired of the Dark and Heavy trilogies. Tired of the Dark and Heavy trilogies. This is the era of Dark Knight.
That's what they're looking at. Yeah, it's basically what they're looking to copy, right? So if that's what they're looking at trying to replicate, at some point, they got to, flip the switch and go, instead of trying to make Iron Man 3, you got to make Iron Man 1, right? At some point, you got to reboot.
I don't know where they go from here. That's why I don't write these things, and I'm always constantly amazed, year after year when they come out, that they still have relevance and new stories in them. But I really think that they've got to come up with something that's either a throwback at this point or completely different. I mean, a horror James Bond movie or something. I mean...
Oh, a horror one.
I mean,
Bond versus Jason? Come on.
Bond versus the voodoo he damn near was in Live and Let Die. I mean, this is... something has got to be different here because it can't be this
I just
nihilistic.
Want gadgets. I want Q back with gadgets.
And can we get some hot broads? And I mean, I guess, all these women are very, very attractive women. Let me not be blasé about it. But I'm tired of the international look. I mean, they used to have some banging broads in the James Bond movies.
I was going to say, it's very Eastern European now.
It's very international.
Like he kind of hangs out in the Eastern Bloc there a lot.
And there's some
really
beauties
get out of
there.
Romania.
Don't get me wrong, there's some beauties there, but I'm telling you, when Steven Seagal movies have better looking girls than the Bond girls, we got problems.
I mean, we sent John McClane to Russia. Maybe they should send James Bond over to across the pond. Send him over to USA.
I've been waiting for that. Let's get him back to Vegas. I mean, they explored that once in Diamonds Are Forever. I'd like to see him settle down in there. All right, so it is, though, confirmed, or it's speculated at this point. 75% he says he's in. 70% of the way, which is damn near. That just means the contracts haven't been drafted. But you can pretty much guarantee that you will be seeing another James Bond with Daniel Craig and Sam Mendes, and it'll be a script by James Logan, who is scripting both Part 24 and Part 25. 25, can you believe that? It's crazy. All right, let's move on. Who else is reuniting? It's a lot of David O. Russell, whose career has been on an upsurge now. 2 of his last movies, Silver Lining Playbooks, which looks guaranteed now to cross the $100 million mark, and The Fighter, which was his previous movie, did about $95 million. So he's had some big hits lately for being such kind of bigger than Wes Anderson. And I would put them in the same category for cuteness, if you will. Cinematic cuteness, quirkiness.
I don't know.
Preciousness.
Only because I heart Huckabees, but aside from that, I don't know. I think David Russell does far more realistic work than Wes Anderson.
Okay, well, you might have a claim there. It's true,
but you're not far off. With the I Heart Huckabees, yeah, he does a little. He wants to go weird, but it is what it is. But Bradley Cooper, Jennifer Lawrence, and him are all reteaming again for whatever. It's untitled now.
It was American Bullshit.
That's what it was called. Yeah, American Bullshit. Lawrence and Cooper, of course, are already coming back in Serena, which is some turn of the century railroad movie. But I don't know. I mean, I'm Jennifer Lawrence and Bradley Cooper. Stop it.
No, come on, they have to. They're both nominated for Oscars at this point. They have to come back and work with the guy who guided them. They're already in another
movie together. Now this will be the 3rd movie in a damn row that they're in together.
They are the dramatic Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan. Leave them alone.
They are not.
She is an
They're both
angel.
Very good. She is. You shut up. She's the next Meryl Streep. Bradley Cooper.
He said that so seriously. Ladies and gentlemen, he has said that to me over and over off air for a long time now.
And Bradley Cooper's very good as well. I do like him, but I'm a little, I don't know, at some point, aren't they just going to, because every actor is essentially themselves, right? So isn't it going to get a little old? I don't know. And didn't they wait so long? You said the Meg Ryan and the Tom Hanks thing, but wasn't there were long wait between
there were
Sleepless in Seattle and
about 10 years from Sleepless in Seattle to You Got Mail.
That's what I mean. And so didn't that actually help a little bit in that sense?
Yeah, they didn't come up with a glut of movies at the same time. I mean, are they having an affair? Is this confirmed yet? I mean, because if not, they should be, because they're traveling from set to set together. I mean, they spend more time together than with their families. But David O. Russell's Silver Lining Playbooks I have not seen as of yet. I hope to see, or I absolutely will see, during this week, because we have our run up to the Oscars.
Yeah, I'd love to have a discussion with you about that movie.
I want to do a quick plug for a future podcast we'll be having in the next few episodes, where we will be giving you our predictions for the winners on the big night and what we would have picked instead of some things that maybe got nominated and left out. So let's move on and talk about the mighty Jason Momoa. And might he, like that, play in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie as Drax the Destroyer. I'm a verbal linguist, if you didn't know.
Who is Drax the Destroyer?
Drax the Destroyer apparently is a character in Guardians of the Galaxy. And Jason Momoa, this is
Thank you.
You're welcome. You know, that's
you cleared that up for me.
Back to you, Bob. That was like the Super Bowl, you know. Still the power outage. But at this point, Jason Momoa, though, has not been confirmed to be anything in this movie. They're just saying he read for the role. This is some sort of villainous.
Was so amazing on his read that they immediately offered him the role.
Well, I like Momoa.
Now they're in negotiation. I like him a lot, actually.
I actually think that he was probably the best thing in the Conan the Barbarian movie.
Yeah, but he's still sucked in that. I'm dying for you to go see Bullet to the Head, because he's actually pretty good as a bad guy.
You like him.
So I'm hoping, Drax the Destroyer is a friggin' bad guy, because the dude's he's got a mean face on him if he wants it, you know.
Yeah, I have no idea who Drax the Destroyer is. I'm trying to I act like I know who Guardians of the Galaxy is. But I mean, we're getting in such strange microcosms of these.
I think it would be self-explanatory. It's Drax the Destroyer. He is a Drax that destroys things.
This Momoa character, he plays villains in 90% of the things he's in. He's really good in Game of Thrones, in his role there, and Bullet to the Head, you said you liked him in that too. So looks like another. He just looks like a villain.
Well, they're saying now, it's a Hollywood Reporter saying that there is no offer.
But
he did he did go in and test for it along with Isaiah Mustafa.
Yeah, and Dave Bautista.
Dave Bautista,
the
which was the interesting thing I thought as well.
Yeah, so he
Ryan
says
Patrick, whoever the hell that is.
You remember when a couple years ago when Conan the Barbarian was coming out and MoMA had said that he had written a script for part 2 on the set?
Now, but test. Okay, when did that movie come out?
August 2011.
2011. Good. That's what I had in my memory. I was just checking my memory.
Okay, yeah. So I would like to personally plead to him. Can I please read the sequel that will never get made to that movie, please? Is it written in napkins?
Yeah, right. He was going to write it.
I think he wrote it on the side of a Chick-fil-A package. All right, let's move on. We're moving on, dude. What else we got today? This is a fun show, huh? What do we got here?
Oh, we could talk a little Die Hard, I guess. That's what we're going to wrap this up with. Huh?
All right, let's wrap it up with Die Hard 5, which they cleverly have titled A Good Day to Die Hard. But Trevor, Valentine's Day, you went to see it. Was it a good day to go see Die Hard?
Let me preface this by saying August 31st, 2011, I wrote a little thing called One Reason Why Die Hard 5 Will Suck, John Moore Directing. And let me tell you, I was right. John Moore sucks.
You don't like John Moore.
I
never have liked John Moore.
I hate him now more than ever. He is, I mean, I don't hate him personally. He's probably a really nice guy, but I don't like his directing. I don't like his style. And this movie is just, it's horrible. It's horrendous, to say the least. It's nothing but shots of this opening chase sequence through Russia is just people driving and slamming into each other. And it's not thought out. It doesn't feel at least in a Michael Bay movie, you feel like, I don't know, there's some slickness to it. And this, there just isn't. It's just people. It feels like Second Unit, is what this movie feels like. The whole thing feels Second Unit.
So you liked, also I think you should preface this by saying that you really liked Live Free or Die Hard, Die Hard 4.
I don't know if I really liked it, but I did like that one. I think Lynn Wiseman is a really good action director. I don't know that I really like that story
better than Moore
so much, but he's far better than Moore. The second issue with this is that the story is non-existent and it's stupid. Oh God, it's so dumb. John McClane shows up. He's like frickin' Mr. Magoo. He's got no clue what the hell he's doing.
Why is he in Russia?
He's in Russia because his son. They think his son's gone off the deep end. They think maybe he's smuggling drugs. He's doing something because he's involved in this Russian mafia plot thing that involves the government. God, is it horrible? But so he wanders over there and he screws his son. I'll just ruin it for everyone.
No, spoiler warning here.
Spoiler warning. It's not actually. This is the first 30 minutes of the movie. This isn't. I'm not ruining anything. It's clearly they're working together and everything. But his son is a spy. And then that's a big reveal.
That's not a big reveal. He says to him, "You're the 007 of New Jersey or something." In the trailer. Okay, well that was
the trailers. The trailers are about as useful as this entire movie is for detailing any story.
Hey, but the movie's short, right? 97 minutes. Did it feel short or did it play long?
I got really bored in it. There are several major action sequences that go on for double digits in the minutes, and it is just. It's subpar directing and just really boring. There's never any moment where, these guys aren't going to die or get hurt. So you're basically just watching them, screw around for.
You're watching visual noise at that point.
Yeah, it really is spectacle. As what you said, spectacle is the best way to look at it because it's just. It's something for like 3 or 5 minutes. You want to show someone your awesome home theater setup. You'd put this on maybe, and then you'd be done with it forever. It's the story is so bad.
Now I heard Willis really phoned this one in. He's
really, yeah. And the acting, it really isn't there on any level for any of them. But to be fair, there's no script. Like I say, he shows up to help his son, but he screws everything up. He screws up the whole. The only reason for the movie existing is because he shows up and he screws everything up.
So
and then he runs around. And he's like, "What are you talking about? I saved you." It's like, dude. If you hadn't showed up in this movie, this movie would be over in 20 minutes.
Fucking John McClane.
How literally like Mr. Magoo in this. It's horrible.
Only John McClane can make someone that angry. Hear how mad you are?
I was livid when I left the theater.
I know. I talked to you. You were very upset.
It ruins everything. It ruins the damn. I don't even want to. this is Superman 3 and 4 put together. Just forget about this shit.
Now, hold on. They're talking about Die Hard 6 at this point, not only because of the box office gross, but apparently Skip Woods, who wrote this one, says that he has an idea.
Wrote it?
Yeah.
I don't know if right is the correct word.
He
did something.
Idea.
It's a paper. Idea for what? There was no ideas in this movie. And here's the other second thing. Rated R. I'm sick of this rated R shit. This one's rated R. What's a shitty movie? What I got, he said fuck, and they said shit, and some dude got thrown into a helicopter propeller, which, that was kind of cool for the 2 seconds it was on screen, but why the hell was this rated R?
Wait, now hold on. Another spoiler alert here, because I gotta know. I'm dying to know. I haven't seen this yet. I'm gonna see it this week, but I gotta know. So spoiler alert here, because I got a question for you.
Well, there's some.
Wait a minute. I want to know
because there's some crazy switcheroos in this one.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with the Yippee-ki-yay line. Yeah. Is it in there? Is it a throwaway or is it well used?
It's a throwaway.
God darn.
All the lines. That's the other thing about this movie. It's not funny. He shows up. He fucks around. He's getting hurt. He's beaten up. But I'm on vacation. It's like, really?
We're still doing that.
That's your line? You're on vacation at this point? You're not even on vacation, you stupid shit.
Who goes to Russia on vacation?
He's not on vacation. And then he goes and oh my God, it's just horrible. He's chasing his son in the car chase and everything. These other guys are after his son. So he gets in a car to try to stop these guys. And he runs into them. And he's like, remember me? It's like, remember you? They don't know who the fuck you are. What the hell's wrong with this movie?
Yeah, that's only got some problems right there.
It's a horrible movie. Absolutely atrocious. And I wish I could blame it all on John Moore, but whoever the hell wrote it, you said his name, I don't know.
I think they should have just scrapped this whole movie.
Bad. I'm surprised, honestly, that it turned out this bad. Having heard, what a pain in the ass Bruce Willis is on set and how much detail he puts into each one of these films, that he just allowed this to happen. This is treated in every aspect, in every way, like a straight-to-DVD movie.
It looks second unit. I think you hit that on the head. I saw that from the trailers.
The money's on the screen. I won't deny it. They crash cars, they run off bridges, they do all that stuff. But that's nothing I couldn't do and film it with enough money, or anybody.
Nothing special. I told you this movie felt rushed to me. The run up to this, I thought this is just everything about it just felt very strangely muted, and nothing has felt like an authentic Die Hard experience. And even the fourth one has felt a little bit better than this, with the run up to it and the marketing and the
fourth one isn't right.
It's not. It's its own beast. But with the sixth one now, we're going to have a competing trilogy in a way. It was starring the same actor. But it's mind-boggling.
Kind of like Star Wars.
Yeah, but with
shitty trilogy
with the through line though, with the same guy. So it's just, I always think back to around 1997, 1998 when you got Stallone doing Copland, and you got Bruce Willis doing Mercury Rising and The Sixth Sense, and these guys are all saying, we're not returning to action. The action genre is dead. We're not doing that anymore. And all these years later, I just wish they would have done this shit then and not now. I would have liked this movie, by around the time that Die Hard 4 came out, if it was going to come out.
This movie has all the problems of an Expendables movie, but without any of the charisma,
How's Jai Courtney, the new kid?
He's fine in it. He's just not given anything to do. Mm-hmm. But actually, he would be fine as an action star, But I think most young guys would be, Yeah. I didn't mind him, but this isn't going to be any groundbreaking thing for him. This will do nothing for his career. I'll tell you that much.
It is doing well financially, so he may be a little higher profile. I thought he was good in Jack
This might
Reacher.
fall off pretty quickly because this is, I believe when it came out of the gate it had a B+ cinema score, which isn't outstanding, and there's been a lot of, after people had seen it like me and hearing this review, I've seen many of a review just like this. So,
and I heard people actually walking out of a screening of this. So,
and saying he got too bored, right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah,
that's really what happened with me as well. It's just, 10 minutes of action. It doesn't make a good movie. Long action sequences actually are really hard to do and keep my interest, and I'm sure anyone else's.
well, it's become just so blasé after a while. I mean, the Bourne Legacy really pushed it once again with some of the chases in that. And
but there's only so many shots of a car driving that can get you excited, right?
Well, especially in this day and age, we've seen this going on
God.
since the 1970s. You can't really do this any better or really any worse anymore. It just all kind of meshes together.
Or just people running. I mean, by the time they get to the end of this movie, and we're jumping through, plate glass, and we're jumping through buildings and off second floors, and there's just whatever else, and it's not hurting anybody, and we're just getting up. It's like, well, what's the point? I mean, it feels like an exercise for these guys. It feels like, boot camp. It doesn't feel like the real thing.
I will see this, so maybe I'll love it, and I can tell you're dirty wrong, but
I highly doubt that you're going to like it.
I will see it, though, of course, tradition speaking. So how many stars are you giving this out of the 4-star rating that we carry at Movie Mavericks?
Well, I was going to give it, I'm going to give it 2.
2 out of 4 stars.
I'm going to go for it. I'm going to give it the 2, because I was going to give it 2.5, because, like I say, the money is on the screen, but, screw it. It doesn't deserve it.
All right, so that's a negative review from Trevor on
never watch this again.
Die Hard 5. Ooh, venomous. He's mad about it. I like it. He's aggressive today, people. All right, that wraps up episode 191 here on the Movie Mavericks podcast. We want to thank you, as always, for your continued support on the website, moviemavericks.com, and on our Movie Mavericks podcast. Speaking for Trevor Anderson, I am Jason Rugard, and we are the Movie Mavericks.
Oh my, another magnificent episode has come to an end. If you're set your destination to moviemavericks.com, Warp 9. Engage!